So we got a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, we got a good look at Catherine Dever as,
That's right.
as
Abby.
Abby, okay. All right.
All your favourites are back. The grimmest bloke you've ever known.
That's true.
Bella Ramsey's character. I recognise some stuff from the games, no doubt. Like the fence tipping over. You didn't play the second one, did you?
No.
Yeah. I didn't love it. I felt it very drawn out.
Okay.
I liked the narrative, but it felt really stretched.
Well, I recall a lot of people getting attacked by dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
It'll happen.
Yeah, great.
It's got some amazing sequences in it, but there is a lot of just walking and chatting or just cutscenes. It's very, very long in a way that I did not like.
Okay. Because some people are saying, how are they possibly going to...
They're not. There's no way they could fit this into one season unless they I think they've talked about splitting it into 2.
Okay.
So The Last of Us Part 2.
In 7 years.
Part 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah. So that, looks great. I think there's a lot of things that you could, because you're not doing the gameplay, that you can.
Yep.
Because I think in a lot of ways, not in a lot of ways, I think the TV show in the first season tells the story better than the game. Except maybe the ending, I think.
Yeah, right.
Or at least it's different in a way that is interesting. The Bill episode is great. Like, that's not in the...
The episode where they meet the Bill.
Yeah. Hello, Reg. Hello, mate. I've perfected my English accent. Being
Yeah,
away.
I've noticed. Yeah, that was really good.
To?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. It was weird because we're meeting people and I'm like, I know you're English, but you're not from here. But I don't know where anybody is. I'm like, you sound different than everybody else. What's going on here? Yeah. And sometimes they're like, I'm Australian. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Classic Australian guy in England.
Schlubbing around in England.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
Did you go to any Australian-themed things?
I didn't. I don't like doing that.
Okay.
It's always bad. Yeah. Did you do any of that while you were here?
In Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Did you go to Red Rooster?
I've been to Red Rooster.
Did you go while I was away?
No, I didn't go while you were away. You
Thank
know why?
God.
Because it's bad food. It's bad food in a depressing atmosphere. And if you're not distracted by someone else being there with you, you'd think about it too much.
Yeah, you start looking at the walls.
Yeah.
And there's nothing on
There's
them.
nothing on the walls.
TV's gone. It's just a bracket.
You're looking at the bracket. You know?
A manager definitely took it out on their last day. Just went, this is
absolutely.
mine, and they just left it. Ballerina, though, a John Wick spin-off, which I think is set between 3 and 4.
Oh.
The last, I believe, cinematic appearance of Lance Reddick. This was filmed in 2022 before his passing. So it's Anna de Armas, who, of course, was in John Wick Chapter 4. She had a cameo in that, didn't she?
Did she?
Did she?
Did she?
Did she?
I don't think so.
And,
I don't think so.
Isn't she in a John Wick movie?
You're thinking of James Bond.
And,
No
you know what? I
Time to
might be
Die.
thinking of James Bond.
She's Paloma in No Time to Die.
You don't know anything.
It's true.
I'm jet lagged, Mason.
Yeah.
God, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? It's and also, of course, we do get a little cameo from one Jonathan Wick.
That's correct, yes.
And if you look at like the marks that he has on his face, you could probably line him up to a certain scene.
Oh,
in a certain
absolutely.
movie.
Yeah. He's just been thrown out of a window, you might say.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
but
no,
we do also know that this franchise is continuing, not just with this movie, but with John Wick 5.
When did he lose one of his fingers? Was that 3?
Honestly, yeah. The one with Anna de Armas.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good movie.
I saw this on Twitter this week. A fun little quirk of John Wick is that when he's in like the city and he's firing his guns and he reloads, he just flicks the magazine away. But there's a moment when he's out in the desert, and he changes magazines and he puts it in his pocket because he doesn't want to spoil nature.
But he's happy to
Kill everybody in the world.
Yeah, all that and and just throw it onto the street.
Yeah. The you know.
He's a cool as hell guy.
He's cool.
Yeah, you're right. So our only appearance is from the world of John Wick Ballerina.
There you go.
As the character of Eva Macaro.
All right.
Whoa. Okay, great. We got one more, Mason.
Go on.
You're a fan of The Office?
Yeah.
Fan of- What about the original, the UK Office? Oh, blimey.
Yeah. Why do only fools and horses work in an office? That's the thing.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's been 13 or so adaptations, and Australia is finally getting its turn.
Yeah. Right on time.
Right on time.
The trailer came out.
Yeah.
And I saw. Look, it very quickly spread around the world through various Twitter pages and so forth. And I saw a lot of comments that were like, "This is the worst thing in the universe." Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's got potential.
I agree.
I think there are a lot of people involved who I like.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. So on the one hand, we have Steen Raskopoulos, who's a very funny comedian. I've seen him live a bunch of times. in the Jim role, and we've got Sherry Sebens, who was great in a bunch of stuff, including the Sapphires.
Yes.
As the Pam role,
Yep.
or the Tim and Dawn role.
That's
But
right.
here's the thing: it's a Jim and Pam, Tim and Dawn thing.
Exactly.
Like they haven't gone with a new thing. They're
No.
like, well, they're like, okay, well, the Office formula requires the overbearing boss and the Tim and the Dawn.
Yeah.
And,
I like Felicity Ward as well.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But that being said, like, don't get it twisted. I don't think this looks good.
okay.
Again, I like a lot of people in it or who have wrote on it. And I think also, like, the first season of the US Office sucks.
Because it's trying to do...
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's trying to ape the original, and then they got their own vibe. So is this going to get a second season?
Yeah.
Or is the... Maybe the... I mean, surely, like, I'm sure Ricky Gervais has some input into this.
Who knows?
I mean, maybe the...
would that even be good?
I don't know. But maybe they've done... You said they've done 13 adaptations or something like that. Maybe 13 have been successful, and the playbook has always been initially copy the British version and then move on. So maybe they're like, we're just doing it again, and it'll work eventually or something like that. Also, a lot of people have been like, they've looked at the characters we see in this, and they've gone, they're too freakish. How do you feel about that?
I know. I like that they're kind of, a bunch of odd ducks. What I don't like is that it does feel very kind of, and this could just be the trailer, like the reality is heightened. Like there's a real mundanity to the US one, less so, especially as it goes.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think you kind of need to start it like a little bit, like kind of more low key. But then again, maybe you can't do that now because people are so used to what The Office has become.
Right. So, I mean, some people have said...
freakish.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, because they're too like caricature-like.
Yeah, no.
They're like, well, I'd never meet these kind of people in the office.
Yeah.
Whereas especially with the original Office, you're like, well, I would meet these kind of
know
people.
all of these people.
They're kind of ordinary. Some people have said in Australia, well, we don't need the Office because we already have Utopia.
Very true.
But to me, that is like saying, why did we need It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia if we have Cheers? Like just because they're set... Yeah, just because they're set in a bar doesn't mean they're the same thing.
No, you're not
Like
wrong.
Utopia is about... like
corporate
talented
bureaucracy and government.
Yeah, it's like talented people who are trying to make the world a better place, butting heads against their superiors are all dumbasses.
Yeah.
And The Office is about finding little bits of joy in a mundane
fair,
day-to-day existence. They're different things.
I definitely had that thought that like there is a better version of this that exists than it is Utopia, but you're right. There is room for other workplace shenanigans.
Exactly.
I know I spoke to, because I did a live confessions with
Celia
a few weeks back,
Piccola.
Celia Piccola and
Who's
Georgia
in
Love.
Utopia.
Who's in Utopia. And I said, have you seen, have you seen it? She's like, nobody had seen it.
right.
Even the people in it. This was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know what this is, like in all honesty.
I'm going to give it a crack, Dan.
I will also give it a crack.
Let's give it a crack.
Let's go in fair.
Let's go in fair.
And strong and right.
Fair and strong and right. Our opinions are right.
Anyway, that's Hot Quick News.
Hotter than ever, quicker than ever.